They say the earth is more beautiful when it is unspoiled. Are you interested to get away from the sophisticated technologies, grey pavements and smoky roads and wish to spend some time amidst the splendor of nature and in an unbeatable setting with the bare necessities? Here's you go to place. This village is refreshingly beautiful Meemure, nestling at the foothills of the Lakegala peak of the magnificent Knuckle range of hills. Set amidst this, the hills and the forest seems to stand as the guardians of this beautifully misty home to about 120 families. This village is situated through the bold black pillars of Cobalt Gap, and down in the forest, a trail of 9 miles via the town of Woolworth, which is the only way to access, and it is by far the remotest and most isolated village in Sri Lanka. I had been contemplating of visiting Meemure for quite some time. Finally, we made it when we went to Sri Lanka for our annual break in 2011. We decided to visit Meemure. Our team was Sagarika, Ganga, Nalini, Abe, Deya, his son, our driver Ranavira, and me. We set upon from Kandy along Mayangara Road up to Hunnasgiriya, and from there we took rugged track heading Meemure through Woolworth. Cobalt's Gap is a popular tourist destination that is located within the Knuckles mountain range and is named after the British surveyor Corbett who mapped the area. It is one of the most memorable and magnificent viewpoints in the mountain range. It has ideal conditions for hiking and trekking, with a starting point that's become popular over time. It is a very famous tourist attraction with stellar views of the surrounding plains and mountains. Meemure Vasama that included the Meemure village and few other hamlets of Gandeka Korle of Udadumbara in Kandy district. It comprises the entire area north of Corbett Gap, surrounded by Dotulugala, Dumbanagala, Kehelpat, Dorvegala, Telambugala Ridge in the south and east, Dotulugala, Paskulupau, Kalupahana on the west, and Kalupahana, Katukitula, Lakegala, Demalagala range in the north, covering an area of about 35 square miles. As it was July, the weather was dry and hot. It's only a trickling of water flowing in the stream. After late lunch by the roadside stream, we started our journey and arrived at our host's place in Meemure in the afternoon on 1st of July 2011. All links to the outside world is disconnected and it functions with nature alone with its most loyal villages. No power lines come to the village and even water is directed from a spring in the mountain to these little humble homes. However, life is full here. It is not a day or two of a getaway, it is an adventure. You can sleep in a village where electricity is only available in a few houses, yet inconsistent. People living in subsistence farming, mostly growing pepper and rice, a territory with no mobile coverage, neither internet access. Meemure was a separate rata during the Kandyan period, and Meegastanne Adhikarama, the last Prime Minister of the Kandyan Kingdom, himself was the Rataya Mahatya of Meemure Rate. This perhaps indicates the importance of this village during the period of Kandyan Kingdom. Its ancient history goes back to prehistory, and the legendary Lanka Nagara of Mahavansa and Lankapura of Ravana is associated with this village, and the resplendent giant Lakegala or Lanka Pabbata rising up to the heavens behind the village. Lakegala, an exceptional world wonder nature has gifted to Sri Lanka, is acclaimed as the biggest bear of outcrop in the world. A foreign tracker said, "I found that this mountain is regarded as one of the hardest to access peaks in Sri Lanka, with the village in its shadow called Meemure." On our arrival at Meemure, we didn't have any intention to climb this mountain, but last night during the talk with our host family, they mentioned about the difficult climb of Lakegala. It sounded like my kind of adventure. I quickly replied, "Yes, we are going up there tomorrow morning." The climb began with a couple of kilometers of trekking through the jungle. We traced up to a beautiful stream, eyeing off some waterfalls to stop at on the way back. Monkeys, birds, buffalo, all things were here. It was clear that this trail was not walked often. The first section of the climb was tearing through the thick bush, some thorny type. It was a lot of dodging and weaving, sweating and jumping, and a few apologies while holding a branch back for one person and releasing it onto the next one's face. We like to call it a classic bush bash. Our newly joined friend, the dog, was handling it lot better than us. We were drenched in sweat and getting shredded by the trees, but it didn't stop us from howling and screaming. It was a real adventure. Last night, at a truly short notice, our host has arranged a very reliable guide called Sunil to go with us. Without Sunil, we wouldn't make it. We came to a point where a large vertical crack ran up the middle of the face. This was the only way up. We did not want to fall from this cliff. We couldn't see how high the climb went or how difficult it became. As we came to a little clearing, we found multiple pieces of a fox carcass, which stopped us dead in our tracks. As we looked at each other confused, Sunil became uneasy. He began to make eye contact with all our surroundings as if he were looking for something. Instantly, panic kicked in. We were a bit scared. Sunil stood up and rather calmly said, "It's okay. Tigers are not wandering in this forest at the daytime." as he looked back down the mountain and points into the jungle we had just emerged from. Tourism is one area where there is enormous potential in Meemure and Lakegala area. The captivating scenic beauty that is not found in any other region in Sri Lanka could attract thousands of tourists from world over. The fantasy that opens up at the Koratua Muduna or Cobble's Gap, coupled with the mesmerizing triangular profile of Lakegala alone will create a tourist boom. Lakegala, a vertical bare rock outcrop measuring over 2,500 feet from the ground level, is the highest bare rock outcrop perhaps in the world. At present, Meemure comprises of 5 Gram Sevaka divisions. They are Meemure, Kumugolla, Kaikawala, Ussayalla and Karamba Ketiya. Total population is 1,600. Meemure with the highest 470. The approximate area of this region is about 40 square miles, of which only 470 acres come under paddy. Paddy cultivation is the only noteworthy economic activity. Hena cultivation, which occupied the second most important place in the village economy, is no more there now due to the banning by the government. Let's remember walking up to watching the sunrise fall on your shoulders, get your feet soaked in the muddy paddy field, recall how the sticky, slimy leeches massage your legs while trekking through the jungle. The adventure that ends with the breathtaking views at the pinnacle of the Lakegala mountain, the excitement of sliding over waterfalls, taste the yummy village food made of freshly grown vegetables with refreshing thick honey. Time seems to stand still as you watch the livelihood of the humble villagers. Has the pleasure of the modern life tried to take the upper hand of this village so rare and true? And regardless of the privileges that come handy in the outer world, just beyond these mountains, the villagers still fight and strive to keep its authenticity and live folk going on. What a bunch of lovely people. They fed us with delicious country food for 3 days without taking a cent. Do you think you will find people like this anywhere in the world? The mini world's end is a spectacular observation point located within the Knuckles mountain range. It is an escarpment with a sheer drop of 1192 meters. At this point, you are met with magnificent and panoramic views of surroundings. The villagers of Meemure still fight and strive to keep its authenticity. They are the pillars of strength that hold this beautiful small village together. Meemure is not just a village, it is a life. I am glad to bring this lovely story to my loyal viewers. If you like, please subscribe my video channel. We'll meet soon with another exciting story. Thank you.